a lot of clients, they tend to so we're obviously focused on accounting, right? And accounting, one of the things you need to do with accounting is make sure that you've got your inventory levels accurate and you've got your cost of sales accurate as well. And sometimes there are easy solutions, but we feel as if they're not comprehensive enough because obviously with inventory, it's not just a matter of the number of stock, it's how old it is, what serial number they are, where are they located and all of that. And so many clients, they use, for example, Shopify inventory, and Shopify inventory is not really a robust inventory. It gives you only the inventory from a sales perspective, but not necessarily from an inventory or cost of sales perspective. Can you give me like can we just go down a little bit more deeper just to benefit our audience as well? Because we have many clients who are in retail and e-commerce.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
talk more if we could pinpoint, if we could talk more about an inventory system, how would you how can someone invest that money into one, and what kind of return outcomes do they get and return do they get by investing in an inventory system?
Yeah, great question, Ram, and thank you for that. I wasn't sure how deep we could go, but I love this. So let me just maybe start at the very first question that you asked. If someone already has an e-commerce store, they're obviously having challenges with it, like you rightly pointed out, with what's coming through to the accounting system. And that's simply because the e-commerce system that they're using is not necessarily an inventory management system. An e-commerce system only allows them to display their goods with some really clean themes and a really good aesthetic, and they're able to collect the payment and collect the customer information. That doesn't mean that the system is an inventory management system, number one. So the reason why I'm on this slide specifically is that if you have an e-commerce system, doesn't mean that you have an inventory system, which means you need to invest in an inventory management system so that you can get all of the good stuff that you, Rehan, were talking about: stock aging, sell-through reports. All of these key metrics can only be given to you through an inventory management system. And by integrating Shopify or WooCommerce into something like Unleashed or Deer, even Lightspeed, will be able to make the inventory system your master book of record. Typically, your e-commerce system is not going to be a master book of record because it's not an inventory management system to begin with. It's merely a channel through which you can sell. But investing in an inventory management system allows you to solve that foundational level of problem that you, Rehan, had mentioned about incorrect data or missing data even. Once you've got this system in place, you can then export all of that data into your accounting system, which will be a lot more robust. It'll be a lot more comprehensive because now the inventory management system is doing its thing, calculating how old the stock is, calculating how quickly you move through stock, where in the warehouse the stock is even located, bin numbers, shelf numbers, aging of stock. All of these important pieces even tell you to a certain extent, tell you what you should order by when in terms of lead times, and even predict how long you can actually last on a specific item quantity. So there's some really cool features that these systems offer that e-commerce systems don't offer. And unfortunately, a lot of the clients that even we work with think that once they have an e-commerce system, that's the end, but that's not. And then second question that you asked, Rehan, regarding the return on investment. Here's the way I see it. If a retailer is holding, say, 1 million dirhams in inventory, if they are able to get even 20% more sales because of better data, better customer experience, that software has paid for itself. And I know sometimes this doesn't seem intuitive because when you're looking at a software price, oh, it's $200 a month or it's $150 a month. It seems like a chunky number, but I think it needs to be placed into perspective. If you can drive that 1 million dirhams worth of stock, get 20% more business. This is not a big number by any means. Even save yourself from shrinkage, wasted stock. A lot of the challenges that I had as a retailer, and I've seen other retailers, is they tend to split stock for e-commerce and then they keep stock separate for retail. That is blocking your inventory. That is taking inventory and just locking it in a room and it's sitting there being wasted till hopefully someone will buy it online. When you have a system like this in place, you don't need to do that. You don't need to lock out inventory separately for retail and separately for e-commerce. You put everything in this system, either in Unleashed, and then Unleashed knows if it's sold online, it'll minus it from your e-commerce store. If it's sold in your online store, it'll minus it from your offline store. And if it's sold offline, it'll minus it online. So that it goes back to that word that we've been using quite a lot this today. It's about seamless. This
Mm,
system will make it seamless. And there's your return on investment.